One good thing about these maps, the My Route app, is that you can download the maps or the entire area's map, and then you're offline. So you don't need the internet right now. There's no internet at this place. Obviously, you know, you're surrounded by the mountains and everything else, so there's no mobile coverage here. I have done an off-road kind of tour in Jakarta in Indonesia, which was much aggressive than what this is right now. So that tour has given me a little bit more confidence now that I can do this one. The videos for that trip will be uploaded soon, if they're not already there, on my channel. The temperature has plummeted to about 9 degrees now. My hands are getting cold. They're not freezing, but they're just getting cold. Half of this dirt track, I think, is done. It's about 17 kilometers remaining. It's been okay so far. No aggressive or sharp turns, which is kind of nice. I think it's a little crossover between the different kind of main routes, and it's possibly saving me a little bit of time. That's probably why I kind of chose this track. I must thank to Edgar from what's it called, Grand Tour Indonesia, who gave me the confidence of riding off-road on this sort of track. So thank you, Edgar, for everything. 80 kilometers per hour on this road is quite phenomenal, I think. A little bit daunting at the turns, but yeah, I think if you've got the right tyres, which I don't, I have the road tyres, you could do this quite easily. What do you think? Have you ever travelled on something like this, those sort of roads, and what kind of tyres do you use? A little bit more gravel on the road here. There's only a narrow strip on the car tracks, which I am basically trying to target for my front tire. And extra slow, even turns like this one. Yeah, which is not much of a turn, but yeah, just taking it easy. Just turned into an even smaller road. Similar sort of surface though, just have to be a little bit more careful not to ride in the middle of the road where the gravel is. .4 kilometers left, so wish me luck. Is it difficult? I don't think so. You need to be careful, yes. And yeah, can't go crazy speed here. Just have to be careful. Not like there's millions of people around to help you here, is it? I wonder what my normal biking buddies think about this road. Mrs. Up, what do you think? Would you bring your BMW GTL 1800 here? I think I know the answer, but what do you say? Rizwan will probably go for it, from Bristol, and Dr. Saab, maybe. And Arshad Saab will definitely go here, man. Come on, yeah, definitely. Arshad Saab, you'd go anywhere, man. Yeah. Whilst on this track, I have turned off all of my entertainment. The radio, the news, the music and everything else, and just to concentrate on the road. I just don't want to make a mistake here. As you know, I sometimes get a bit carried away with the songs, so yeah, don't want to do that. Well, the temperature has climbed up to almost 12 degrees now. The weather is clearing up, apart from that cloud. It's starting to get a bit sunny, which is nice. And I'm just about 1.8 kilometers, that says, for the turn, so the track might be a little bit longer than that, because I think oh, maybe I don't know what to explain. So certainly where you see there, that's where the main road is. Definitely, for definite. Before that, maybe there's some sort of hybrid. Saying that, this is not too bad, eh? First sight of those fairly high mountains in Norway. Oh. Nice, there we are. I guess back on the tarmac. Oh wow, look at that river. Oh wow. Makes such a difference, doesn't it? Road surface on the tarmac. I don't think I'll be complaining about 80 kilometers per hour from now on. That was interesting scenery, wasn't it? I was wondering why I'm feeling a bit of a numbness in my hand, and I thought it was because of the heated grips I put on, and then you tend to basically grab the handlebars a little bit tighter. But for me, it's always the smartwatch, which can be a little bit tighter, and gives you a bit of a numbness in the hand. So much better now. So I normally take off my smartwatch during my rides, just because it just restricts the blood. You've got plenty of other restriction anyway. You got this Velcro around the glove, and obviously around the jacket and everything else, so don't need anything more. There is a petrol station coming up, even though I've still got probably around 150 kilometers of fuel. I'm gonna get it now, just in case, and my journey for the remaining day is about 120 kilometers remaining, but I'll get some fuel now, and have that confidence that even in the morning tomorrow, if the petrol station is a little bit further away from the nightly stay, I've got a bit of fuel. Ooh, bit bumpy there. I'm just following that car actually, and hoping he's a local man and he knows what the speed limit is. I mean, I get the speed limit on the thing here anyway. Ooh, more bumpy. twisty now. 9 kilometers to the petrol station. This will be my first petrol fill up in Norway. Right at the border I filled it up in Swedish side. So about to get some expensive fuel in Norway. Everybody's been telling me it's expensive. It is what it is. Bit daunting not to have a road barrier on the right here. Oh yeah, that sunshine is fantastic. Just heating up my core body temperature a little bit. And generally the weather is seems to be clearing up now, which is nice. This bit. Okay. Kilometer. This is some sort of. Oh, it's probably the Rastplatz. The rest place. Oh, that was a lovely road. Really liked it. There'll be twisties here. They're not too aggressive again. It's just very enjoyable. Bunch of bikers here. That's where I'm going to get fuel from. Well, after about half an hour stop here, getting some fuel and get some lunch, making my way onward now, and the weather is fantastic now. Not going to take off my Bumblebee kit, so we'll continue.